This is an exercise in focus, and specifically shifting our focus and noticing when we lose focus, and trying to become more aware of when thoughts distract us from whatever it is we're trying to focus on. So to start, just find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. And for the first 10-15 seconds here, just relax your breathing, try to come into your body, and be calm. The first thing I want you to try to focus on is what you hear. So just become aware of any sounds, whatever that may be. It might be one thing, it might be multiple things, but try to keep all of your attention and focus on simply what you hear and nothing else. Now shift your attention to the darkness behind your eyes. You'll notice it's not completely black there. There's still a field of vision that you have, even though your eyes are closed. And so move the focus that was on what you were hearing to what you're seeing, even with your eyes closed. And again, try to direct all of your attention there. Now go back to what you're hearing. And now go back to what you're seeing. Hopefully, what you're starting to notice is you can really only focus on one thing. So, when we think of things like multitasking, what it really is quickly shifting your focus back and forth between a few things. That isn't to say you can't do two things at once. You can certainly drive and listen to the radio or listen to a podcast. But your conscious attention can only really be directed at one thing at a time. You're able to do things like drive and listen to a podcast because the driving is a subconscious behavior. You no longer really have to think about what you're doing. But in this case, you can't pay attention to what you're hearing and what you're seeing with full effort at the same time. And as you shift back and forth between those things, you can almost feel the focus of your consciousness, your conscious energy, going to your eyes and then going to your ears. And why this is important is because this is exactly what happens with thoughts. The thoughts that show up in your head are just like these things. It's just like the sounds you hear or the darkness behind your eyes. Essentially, it's just a stream of information. The problem for most of us is that we don't notice when it distracts us from what we're trying to focus on. And we get wrapped up in whatever the thought is that just popped into our head. So try to stay on one of these things now, whichever feels more comfortable to you. Whether it's the darkness behind your eyes or the sounds you hear, but try to notice when that attention gets distracted by thought. Again, this is the basic essence of meditation. It's becoming aware of the thought process that distracts you from your focus, whatever that may be, and realize that happens all the time, not just when we're meditating. And so the idea is the more we can practice something like meditation, where we deliberately focus on this, the more we can become aware of it in our everyday life. When we're not meditating, we can become aware of this thought process that interrupts whatever it is we're trying to actually be present with. And so use this practice whenever you need a reminder, shifting your focus deliberately between these two things, and then apply that to the way you deal with thoughts. Realizing every time they distract you from whatever it is you're doing, you're getting wrapped up in this information stream that's exactly like darkness behind your eyes or random sounds you hear.